Okay, who might help this? So this is on hanging on very low. There's a little bit of bracket, a little bit lower than this. This is the F pump, and looks like this one right here. See, hit a piece of tire right there. Hit right there, wrap around, and hit that. It's a connector. I'll show you in a second. I'm gonna attempt to fix this. I did fix on the road. This is vacuum line with a couple of hoses. It's a little bit high pressure, so I was trying to put this hose directly over there. Unfortunately, it's too small for this. It's 5/16, and the one is like 3/16 quarter inch. So I got the right part. It's $6 on Amazon. Unfortunately, when you go to a parts store, they work by the book. They need the part number. So I will attempt to install this to make it properly the way it was. Put those heating wire back. Now to get underneath, you're gonna have to skip quite a few lunches. I did use a couple of boards over there under the tire so I can get underneath. And I use a mat. Now I'm a little bit more prepared this time since I'm already home. I'm gonna take this off, the old one, attempt to put this one on a hose and make it properly. So let's start with removing. I got some liquid tape, RTV, some heat resistant tape, and some flexible rubber tape so we can wrap around it. A bunch of clamps, stainless steel, so some regular tape, and I'm gonna try to fix it more properly. I did this on the road, so I didn't have all the proper tools, or not tools. I have most of the tools, the parts for. So I'm gonna cut all these zip ties. Okay. Now this is a heating wire, so it keeps like a jacket, all this inside. It's very expensive if you go through the parts store. So I'm gonna attempt to make it properly the way it's supposed to be. So and also I'm gonna take the measurements so I can get the piece of metal or something to screw over here to protect all this. Okay, let's start with this. I'm gonna remove this one. Now the clamps I use from AutoZone, but since this hose it's like super thin, basically it's on the edge, it's you on the end of the clamp. So okay, move the hose, let's put it on the side. Okay, get out of the way, we'll deal with that later. That's the easy part. I'm gonna check this fitting, if it fits all good. We'll proceed with that. Okay, and I had it over here. Come on, we gotta do it again. Okay, so this is push connector for the fuel line. As long as you have this diameter correct, we should be good. Now there's seals inside, you don't want to bind them or anything like this. So let's see if I got that correctly. all good. Okay, now let's take this hose back. Get ready one of those small clamps, because this one, how I said, it's a little bit too big. So let me get this ready and mix them. Let's get now this, the vacuum line, what's good about it is it has 3 sizes. So you have like I think it's 3/16, 1/4 inch, and then like 3/8, something like that. Okay, I need a screwdriver or something to remove this clamp. So it's like 3 sizes. When I'm gonna grab some napkins and I guess something so I can remove this. It's slippery. I was trying to massage this this hose on directly on that fitting, and it was split. It's too small, so I'm gonna try to. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some napkins. Napkins and a screwdriver. Okay, now it can get messy. Let's remove this clamp completely. There you go. Put this back so I can reuse this someday. Okay. Now, I'm not familiar with DEF too much. Usually I have a rule that if you fill up the DEF every time you fuel and you don't let it crystallize, then you kind of good. I run a couple trucks and the last one we did some experiment where we did this and I run like 700,000, no issues with the DEF at all. So compared to the previous one, I'm not sure if that's the only issue if that fixes the problem, but at least what I did. Now we're gonna run this the way it's supposed to be, the way it was. So kind of make it a little bit shorter out. Okay. Now the fun part, I gotta put the clamp first, make sure I don't forget. Okay. Come on. It's a little bit too small. Let's get a little bit bigger one. This is a little bit bigger. Yeah, possibly that should be good. Okay. Let's clamp inside. And now the front part. I gotta put the hose, make a fit on that. So that's the issue I had on the road. So I would use like channel lock pliers, trying to massage it on the feet. So we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, let's remove the feeling. Maybe that's gonna make it a little bit easier. I'm gonna take care of the clamp a little bit later, and I'm gonna try to fit this in. So remove this O-ring. It's definitely in my way. Now the hose itself is super expensive, so but the most important is that they don't have it, especially when you're on the road. So I'm gonna try to pop this ring off to have less friction. It's unnecessary, so come on. Okay. Okie dokie. Now let's get a bit dry, slippery. And now let's try and massage this in. Okay. I think I'm gonna go sand this a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go sand this. Okay, what I did, I took the barb connection. I took a little bit off. Okay, make sure it's going. Okay. Now, I'm gonna use a little bit of dielectric, at least what I have at this point, just to have a little bit of easy sliding. Obviously soap would be better, but I don't have soap, so I'm gonna use this instead. Okay. Okay, okay. Let's try this again. It's a little bit of special fitting. This one, it looks like 3/16, maybe an 8. The one I have like a 1/4. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but looks like it goes. Let's get some of that grease out so I don't slide on the hose. I'm not sure. It went over half, but I'm gonna try to push it as much as I can. Now, I'm gonna use that pliers to grab the hose. Gonna have to push this in. It's very kind of awkward. No. That's not enough. I'm gonna try to massage it more. Oh, come on. Okay, popped off. On the road, yeah, I had the same issue trying to make it fit all this. I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna have the proper tool, the proper fitting, and it's gonna make it easier, but it's almost the same thing. Okay. That's not enough. I don't like that. We need to do better. So it's definitely like an 8 fitting. So okay, let me try that. I've got small adapter that I can use like that. This one has a good grip. I don't know why this one doesn't want to go. It's kind of awkward to hold too. Let's try and hold it with it. Okay. Now I have a better grip. No, you thought that this could be like a 5-minute job. Apparently it's not. I'm pretty sure there is an easier way to get this hose on it. Obviously, if that would be the right fitting. A little bit more. I don't want to go all the way. Just make sure there's no chances you pop. The massaging too much is not good either. You're kind of getting the rubber all soft and tear up. That might be an issue too. So I'm gonna attempt to put the clamp, test it, make sure all good. Okay. Yeah. Might be a little bit too small. Let's try. Let's see if that works. You know what? Let's put this clamp down the other side. I don't like this. And maybe I should use the smaller one. So this way, I know we get some. Let's do it. Okay, there you go. Now if you encounter this, obviously you're not gonna don't do the same mistakes I did. So hopefully you get the right parts. This is one of those things that if you don't want to pay $700 for that, for the whole hose, because obviously they will try to sell the whole hose. So fun part, I'm gonna put this back, see if it leaks. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna put this heating wire back, but in the meantime I'm gonna test if it leaks. If it leaks, then I'm gonna have to do something about it. If it doesn't, wrap it up, good to go. This is the jacket, and I'm gonna show you what it was, if I can find it. No, I guess not. I had a little box with the fittings that used to be, so we're gonna attempt to put the way it was. So this jacket goes on top of it, and the original one had like grooves for this wire to go around the hose. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to just put the way it was. So I'm gonna take it off and start wrapping with the tape. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm gonna put it the way it was. Well, at least do my best to put it the way it was. So this is a heating element that hits the hose. So in the winter, the hose doesn't freeze. So this right there. Now the end of the blue wire, it's basically around the fitting. So I'm gonna attempt that to do exactly that. How I said, when the temperature falls below freezing, the sensor would let the system know and start warming the whole hose and connector. Okay, there you go. Now I'm gonna use some tape, and I specifically got some high temperature tape. So that gonna cover. Okay. So I start with that. Make sure it does not unwrap itself. And I'm gonna try to do my best to seal it as best as I can, so it doesn't, it's not exposed to salt and all that. So tape it. Make sure none of this is exposed. So. Now the jacket itself, I guess I can fit it after I put the tape. If it doesn't fit, doesn't fit. So I'm gonna make one layer of this tape, and then I'm gonna put some liquid tape. Let's see if we can fit the jacket. Possibly not, but if it does, it'll be awesome. Yeah, definitely can't, because the original clamp didn't have the screw, so mine does. Okay, let's put some liquid tape. Put liquid tape, and I'm gonna make sure wrap one more layer. It's not necessary, but it's nice to have an extra layer of protection. Salt kills everything, so having a extra layer, it's always good, especially for the wiring. All the wiring gets messed up as soon as they get exposed to the salt, so let's do one more layer of tape. It's a redundancy. Not super necessary, but squeeze that liquid tape and a sandwich between the tape. Probably will never be as good as from the factory. When I took it apart, it had like soft rubber inside, and the ends sealing the ends. Perfect. Now I'm gonna put it there, put it back, get some zip tie, strap everything, fix the bracket, and I'm gonna work on something to protect in the future, for the future, because I don't want this to happen again. There you go, nice. Okay. Right there. Let's get that bracket fixed. So, a little bit more. There you go. Okay, roughly how it was. We need to make a little bit more room for the filter to come out. I sadly hit this corner and then bent, wrapped around it and broke that. Try to fix this corner. There you go. Now make sure the filter can be removed. Filter can be removed. I'm just gonna make something that get a cardboard, cut it to the size, and make sure I make some kind of shield. I'm gonna get a flashlight, put a couple of zip tie, but before I do that, I'm gonna start the truck again. all this trouble. Make sure we're gonna make some kind of bracket, so make sure it doesn't happen again. So I'll just take the rough measurements. Got a piece of metal. Template. Now, I'm gonna make metal like this, like a little bit longer, fold the ends, and screw each side, so we doesn't happen this again. How I said, these parts are rare, super expensive. Unfortunately, the engineers thought it was a good idea to have this one of the lowest points on the truck. So basically, whatever comes from the road, including this. What the hell? Yeah, this is not good. And it's plastic. This thing is plastic. Holy shit, I'm gonna probably cut a pipe. I don't know. Something I need to do here. This is not good. So just to have an idea, this one is roughly like I'd say 8 to 10 inches from the ground. So technically the axle, the oil pan is a little bit lower, the axle, but that makes it kind of like if you catch with the axle, piece of rubber kind of make it bounce or something. So this is the case where it hit, and I guess it wrapped around and hit this, broke it, and then when this is newer truck, 2024, and the issue with this, the big issue is that speed sensor, remove speed sensor does not help, including the ABS fuse. So it derates your truck to 5 miles an hour. So none of the tricks that will on old cars, manual regeneration doesn't work. After we fixed this, I went to a dealer and they cleared the codes and still did not want to take off the duration, because that's he had to force through the computer, not the manual doesn't work, so it locks itself. I drove like 30 miles on 5 miles an hour to get to the dealer. So yeah, I will look into that, try that Harbor Freight diagnostic tool for the diesel engines, and some people say with working with Packer, this type. So yeah, this is what I did to fix this part. It's $6 on Amazon. It's a 5/16 steel to nylon, barb nylon. It's this, in this case it's 1/4 inch, but if you find an 8, get that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find an AutoZone. They do have this 5/16 to 5/16, and this is when I use a couple of hoses to make it that, and that vacuum with multi-size step coupler, so you can kind of make it work. Otherwise you're in trouble. So yeah, nobody has this. This is how I said, you can look by this if it has those white. Unfortunately on mine it doesn't, so I couldn't even give it to the dealer to look for, and they do not know the part unless you give a number. So that's a little bit of an issue. Alrighty, hopefully it helps. If this happens to you, just so you know, it's fixable. You don't need this on the road. You just get a 1/4 inch hose, that step one, that's all you need. 1/4 inch hose and a couple clamps. Obviously you're gonna need to put, because it has quite a high pressure, which I didn't expect. I did not first time when this happened. So okay, alrighty, hopefully you enjoy wasting time with me, and hopefully you find a solution.